Volkswagen in China? Volkswagen's China problem? China! This is highly tied into Germany's China problem and even larger into Germany's problems in general.
And there were barely even diplomatic relations with Europe and America, let alone economic ones.
I was listening to might have been FT podcast. They had an expert on senior people in the Russian and Chinese military. Would talk about how funny it is that they used to be the little bro to Russia for so many decades, and now Russia is so little bro to them. They derive deep personal pride from the fact that in their lifetimes, Russia went from the big dog to being absolutely the little bro.
Change started after Deng Xiaoping took power. He kicked off the process.
The GOAT! Deng Xiaoping is the GOAT. And I understand that with all world leaders, there'll be criticism. And I'm sure there is things he did that I wouldn't personally do or agree with. But Deng Xiaoping, on like a number of people pulled out of poverty in terms of turning a country around financially, in terms of growth, in terms of people being richer than their parents, like in all of human history, nobody's done more than Deng Xiaoping. Maybe he might be like on a pure numbers basis, one of the greatest leaders in human history. Xi Jinping is the opposite, by the way. Just to be clear, Xi Jinping is like the opposite of Deng, and he's doing like all of the things that are basically undoing what made China so powerful under Deng. I'm a big Xi Jinping is actually kind of blowing it truther.
Earnings are down about 50% from the high set in 2015, while it's looking even worse for certain brands within the group. Skoda, a
Dude, it's not just VW. For a while, Chinese people wanted foreign brands, but now they see Chinese cars as superior, so they don't even want foreign brands, and they're starting to buy, other cars, and these cars are falling off to the point where Audi is making cars in China and taking their logo off of it. Audi is removing their logo from cars to sell it in China. They're rebranding with a local Chinese company. That's how crazy it's getting.
It likely won't be the last plant to close either, as Volkswagen announced that it would also potentially close 3 additional factories within Germany in an attempt at massive overhaul, something the company has simply never done.
Chinese cars quality is still probably bad long-term. Straight up coat, bro. You're going to have to come to terms with this sometime or another. You can prefer American cars, you can prefer German cars, and the best of the best from both countries is great. It's gonna be a rude awakening, whether through investments or through reality. I don't know how to tell you this. The CEOs of all the car companies know it. The consumers that can buy both know it. The people trapped in countries that have Chinese EV tariffs don't know it yet. But it's real. Everywhere that people can buy both, Chinese cars the sales are growing year over year, massively. People that buy Teslas, the ones that are made in Shanghai have a higher build quality. You can go to Tesla owner forums, and they will try to get the ones made in Shanghai, the Shanghai factory, because the build quality is higher than the ones that are made in the other. If you over 3 decades outsource all of the world's manufacturing to one country, here's a surprise. That country gets good at manufacturing. I don't know how to explain it simpler than that. If all of the money and orders and factories go to one country, over time, they get good at it. It's not a rocket science, okay?
BYD's explosive growth was spurred, like many things in China, by a combination of central planning and free market economics. Around 2020, Chinese government...
Bro, imagine writing a thread to your friends, Stans and Lud, in 2019, predicting this, and then putting your money into NIO and not BYD. God damn it. Not even an ETF of Chinese autos. Did you know about BYD? Not only did I know about BYD, I read about it and considered it, but thought I was too smart to invest in what Warren Buffett invested in. I thought the NIO car was cooler. and obviously would sell better. Like I'm some expert on car sales. Oh.
For the company's first electric car release in the much anticipated ID series, it was a massive blunder as Reddit and YouTube became replete with ID3 rants and painful summaries.
Yeah, I mean, you buy the fucking car and your shit doesn't work. That's so stupid. Of course everyone's going to complain. Then you get a bad brand off the rip and then no one cares about your EVs. You can't turn your humans into your beta testers.
It's aiming for 40% market
Brazil.
growth by 2027 by introducing 15 new electric and flex fuel models to Brazil. At the end of the day, though, VW still thinks it can.
What the fuck is this like a... Why are people hugging and crying at a VW announcement in Brazil?
After plenty of public rhetoric on how they won't get coaxed into a price war with the Chinese manufacturers, VW has been coaxed into a price war with the Chinese manufacturers and dropped prices across its lineup to build back market share.
Bro, Tesla did the same thing. Everyone was like, nah, we're not cutting prices. Nah, we're not doing it. And then everyone in China cut prices and they're like, well, no one's buying our cars anymore. Like, if all your competitors are cheaper than you have to cut prices. But it's the way it works. It's how competition works. That's why we need more competition here in America for things. Because then no matter what you say, you have to do it. You have to make things cheaper. Because your competitor's going to eat your lunch.
The US, under similar logic, set a 100% tariff, making it effectively impossible for
You Joe
Chinese auto
Biden, I
companies
want my Xiaomi SU7, you old f***. Finally, we're going to get a new president who doesn't care about tariffs. Donald J. Trump. He's going to get into office and he's not going to do your stupid fucking tariffs. He's going to bring down that tariff wall and he's going to let me get the EV that I want. Trump!
to compete in the markets. But tariffs are not a wall, they're just a hurdle. And with time, the Chinese...
That was a funny time for me to call it a tariff wall. Bro heard me. Bro heard me and responded.
There's every reason to believe that successful internal combustion vehicle manufacturers won't turn into successful EV manufacturers.
Yeah, I mean, it's like saying Blockbuster would make a great streaming company. It's like they were really good at making a store you could buy movies or rent movies. They were not good at like setting up software and getting the negotiations to get everything, you know what I'm saying, to get everything online. It's just a different skill set. You're not good at it. And I think a lot of legacy car companies are running into this.
And you probably remember the surface level explanation for each of these, but do you really, truly understand each on a nitty-gritty level? That's what China actually is for. It's a really interesting show, and this is just one example of Nebula exclusive content that's worth watching. As you probably know by now, Nebula is a streaming service started by digital...
This is a cool ad. It's a little long, but I might buy this. So there's the ad for you. I might buy this. The only problem is I can't watch it with chat. Does anyone know someone from Nebula? Can I watch episode 1 of China Actually with chat as an ad? I'm going to ask Lud. Yo, I want to watch a Nebula series with chat. China Actually. Do you know someone I can talk to? Would be a dope ad. Pog Cham. How can China invest so much in EV, solar, and other domestic industry without having ballooning interest payments or crazy inflation? Why can't the U.S. copy their strat? Well, I mean, you heard that video. They said China's EV subsidies amounted to like 290 billion over 10 years. That's nothing. We just got to focus it in the right areas. 290 billion and we piss that money in America. We're talking, we do 7-8 trillion. That's not the amount of money. Now, again, China has a massive debt problem too, but it's for different things. It's for like real estate manufacturing, bridges and high-speed rail and airports. And they got massive, massive, massive local government debt. But it's not for EV subsidies. It's a drop in the bucket.